Okay, so let's talk about 3,000 Years of Longing. This is George Miller's latest film. He hasn't actually had a film out since Mad Max Fury Road, so it's great to have George back with his visions that are always so grand and visually stunning, and this one's no joke. This one definitely is a trip through time that is. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers. We're so close to 24,000. Can we hit that today? I feel like we can hit 24,000 today. At 25,000, we will do a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. But let's talk about what exactly this movie was and how I felt about it. And should you run out to the theater to see this movie, or should you let it keep on longing for 3,000 more years? Bad joke. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. But let's talk about this movie right here, which stars Idris, Elba, and Tilda Swinton, which right off the bat, I want to talk about the two of them because I think that both of these actors are able to sort of keep scenes afloat on their own and carry scenes when they're in them. They have this sort of magnitude to them when they're in their own movies and have like a scene with other people, you sort of gravitate towards them. It is just the way they present themselves, the words they're speaking, all of that just give a powerful presence. And this movie is no joke. Both of them together really give us some electrifying scenes here, and the speech given by each and every one of them throughout the scenes is just beautiful and immaculate vibes. I'm throwing out the big words today for some reason. So I really do enjoy them in this movie together, and I think that they were a great pair to do. So this film basically follows a scholar played by Tilda Swinton who is all the time just trying to reason things, not really one who's going to go ahead and believe in magic. And then Idris Elba pops into her life as the Djinn, who is going to grant her 3 wishes. But before that, we're going to hear about this Djinn story. That's as much as I'll say because I don't want to give you spoilers, because I think this is a film that's best enjoyed as you take it in. So like I said, they are basically going to listen to the Djinn story. So this all takes place mainly in a hotel room as the story is being told by the Djinn to her, and by the end of it she has to make 3 wishes. So this stories that follows are definitely some of the higher points in the film as well, and ones I enjoyed a lot. I think George Miller can give me an anthology series of just these little short stories told by the Djinn, and I would be happy. I would love to see this done in a bigger scale as well. Like I said, I think the stories were such a great factor in this movie. So they definitely hit some pretty good notes. I think the actors involved in these short stories, although the dialogue is sort of cut short for them and they are more visual than anything, I think did such a good job at really relaying how these characters were during the times, because these stories go like thousands of years back and all of that, and they are just beautifully told. So those are 2 points already I have for the film of how great it really is. And we also add into the visual masterpiece that George Miller always provides to us in his films. I really think that George Miller looks at films as paintings and really wants them to pop at you, and every still could actually be a frame you would want to hang up on your like wall or anything like that. So I definitely really do appreciate him doing that with this film as well, because every single shot in here is gorgeous. It never feels flat, and there's always a movement going on that just makes it have this direction and breath of fresh air throughout the film. And I really do love it, and I love that I got to see this on the big screen, because I think that's when you can really take in these visuals and really like appreciate them for what they are, just beautiful art. Now, I've been gushing over the film a lot, and you're probably thinking I'm going to give this a perfect score, but let's get into some of the things that I really wasn't a fan of, and that is going to be mainly our third act and our ending. I think the film started off strong. I think the visuals were great. I think the first 2/3 of the film were so engrossing and just really had you glued to the seat watching all of these things unfold. But by the time that the stories were done and we just got into the story of Idris and Tilda, that's when things started to sort of derail for me for some reason, because I felt that the characters sort of changed, and although one makes sense why they would change, the other one didn't really that much to me, and I felt like we were sort of rushing to get to the end already, although I felt like the pacing of the movie for the first 2/3 was good and I didn't need it to go any faster or anything like that. If we added 15-20 more minutes, I still would have been okay if the film just ended a little better, in my opinion, with the pace that you had given us before. But by the end of it, I felt like things were just moving too quick and it just didn't make sense for how the film was and these characters were as well. But overall, I did enjoy the film. Like I said, I think Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton are some of the best actors out there right now, and I think they were able to carry each other very well here. I think the short stories that were told here were some of the most interesting things about the film as well. And like I said, I would love to see a Djinn series where they basically just tell all of these stories back and forth, because I think that was one of the more heavier parts of the film that really got me excited for it. And the visuals here, like I said, George Miller, a tremendous visuals filmmaker that just knows what to put on the screen to really have you captivated by everything that's being done. But the ending and the third act overall didn't quite vibe with me, and they felt flat and rushed. So that's the reason I'm going to give this film 3.5 stars out of 5. I still recommend seeing it on a big screen, but I don't think you need to go flesh out a full ticket price. Matinee will do it if you want, but if you can't, you can definitely just check this out at home. I still think it's worth watching because just how interesting and different it feels from a lot of the things we're getting from Hollywood nowadays. So one I truly still recommend. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on 3000 Years Longing down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell to know when these videos drop. Hit that subscribe button as well so you are subscribed to our channel, and we are trying to get to 24,000. We're hitting that today. There's no way we don't hit 24,000. We're going to get there, so stay tuned, because at 25,000 we will do a giveaway. You don't want to miss out on that. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Check out our latest podcast episode if you haven't already. We go over some horror stuff on there. That's mainly what we do on that podcast. So if you're a fan of horror, you definitely want to check that out. We're currently playing Resident Evil, live streaming it. We will be live streaming again on Monday, but you can check out the first part already we did last night, and really start following us for that, because we're going to be posting some more of that coming soon. I think I'm going to get into the Resident Evil lore, so stay tuned for that. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I do have another video on another review of a movie that comes out this weekend, and I do have a video on The Invitation's ending, so you don't want to miss out on any of that. Go check them out on my channel. They should be up already, or they should be up by the end of the day today, by the time you're watching this video. So as always, I'll see all of you next time. Make sure you check out the videos on the left, and don't forget to subscribe. As always, that is going to do it for me. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. Make sure you check out all our other videos as well. Like I said, our podcast is already on Buzzsprout, but we will be uploading a video here on YouTube with the podcast as well, if you don't want to go check it out over there. But it would really mean a lot if you go over there and download it, because we're trying to get to a certain amount of downloads, because that's when we can really start to push out a lot more things. So make sure you check us out wherever you can. And like I said, make sure you're hitting that notification bell and that subscribe button here on YouTube, because we're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers. We are so close to 24,000. Hopefully we can get there in the next couple of days. But as always, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.